Hi there, Sandra here from Createinspain and Siser, Juliet, Beginners to Pro. Today I've got a card for you that you can choose. If you want to put the LED in it, fine. If you don't, you don't. It's not a problem. You can do it whichever way you like. Just omit all the various holes and things which are related to the LED and you'll just have a normal card. So first things first, today I'm actually going to start on the card front, which is unusual for me, but this is the way I've decided to do it. I've got some transfer tape here and I've got some Siser PSV vinyl, which is I can't remember the colour of it, but it's a glitter vinyl. So you can see, nice and glittery. And I want to add some of this to just give me a bit of added shimmer and shine to my card. And I figure, why not just use glitter vinyl to do it, because it's relatively simple, she says, hopefully. It's nothing against the vinyl, it's just that I've had a kind of disastrous morning. I did this card and I got it almost complete and I suddenly realised I haven't put a hole in the front of it for the switch. Oh dear. So I want to put this at the top here. If I do get it over the actual edge, I can always trim it off, but I do want to make sure it goes to the edge. I think that will probably do the trick. Press that down and peel off. Now I didn't give it a very heavy press because I don't want any problems with my transfer tape sticking to my card and ruining that. Believe me, it can happen if you're a little bit too heavy-handed. I did unfortunately manage to get it slightly lower on that side, but that's because I don't have my head over it because I'm doing this as a demonstration. This is the decoration that I have for it. I've got two pieces here, my little celebrate ribbon there and the actual cupcake. Now on the back of this is a right mess of hot glue because, as I said, I did the card and I realised I didn't have the hole where I needed to have one. And yeah, it was just a bit of a case of I might as well just redo this because it's not going to work well otherwise. So I've put hot glue on this for one main reason. The hot glue up here is going to diffuse the light that comes through this hole. So instead of just getting a very bright spot in the middle of the heart shape, you shouldn't do that. You should get a diffuse light. I need to do it so that the heart goes over, the string there, goes over where the light is. And that is basically it. So this is a drawing of the circuit. Now I drew mine with a pen. If you don't have a pen that fits your holder, just do it with a very, very light knife pressure, blade pressure, and you'll have the same thing. It won't make any difference to the card as long as your pressure is light enough. It'll just mark it so you know where everything is. I've got some various bits and pieces here. I've got some sticky, double-sided tape sticky circles. I'm going to put one of those on here because that's where my battery is going to go. I've got CR2016 battery and that's going to go on there. My copper tape. And this circuit is pretty simple. What you can do, if you want to, is take a pencil and mark down the centre of there, just so that you know where everything is supposed to be. Going to put a little bit of the tape across here. This gives it a little bit more area to make contact. This goes underneath the battery so it can go there, up to that corner there, and then you have to do this funny little sort of backwards and forwards bit. So fold it over onto itself, and you can either cut it off there or you can go straight through. And because I've put that line there, you can just use a blade to put a gap in there afterwards. I'll be honest, I ended up redoing this piece of the tape because I put too big a gap eventually on there. I usually do it with scissors and I find it easier to do that. Today for some reason I just decided to use a knife, and it wouldn't come off the card cleanly. What can I say? It's obviously going to be one of those days. Right, so the next thing is the battery, like that, and you should be able to get it to stick onto the card because you've got the double-sided tape underneath that copper tape. So it's important that this piece of tape does not pass the halfway mark of that circle. If I just draw in a line here, there we go. It can go up to that line, but it can't go past it. And then the last bit of tape needs to go from here down here. Now let it go down the side of the battery. You can curve it a little bit if you need to keep it out of the way of the other piece of copper tape, because what you don't want is those two touching, is how that goes. Now I have my little light bulb here, my SMD, and I do not know which way round this is supposed to go at the moment. So if I take a piece of copper tape, put this across the break in my circuit, and then do that, and it lights up, I know I've got it around the right way. If I don't see it light up, then I just rotate it until I get it in the right direction. That is going to go just there. Brilliant. So now I know that my circuit works. The other thing I want to do is put another double-sided sticky tape circle on top of the battery. That'll do two things. Firstly, it makes that copper tape stick on there even more, and secondly, when the top goes on this front panel, that will adhere to the front panel and that will help it to stay all together. So what I've done this time round is I have designed a one-piece foam panel which simply will slot in place like that. Instead of building up strips of foam, it's a lot easier just to do it in one piece, and that's what I've chosen to do. So this needs a switch, and I do have my switch base here somewhere. Here we go. This is very, very simple. You fold it in half, it has score lines in it, and then you simply fold these two legs out, or feet, like that. When you've done that, you're ready to put the other piece of foam on. Right, so I need to put some tape over my circle, and I want it to go no more than halfway across. I think that is probably about it. Okay, tear it, put that bit behind, put that bit behind. You want to try and make it as smooth as you can. Sticky circle on here, and put this on. Now I'm going to turn it so that it is pretty much in line with the switch itself. That is pretty much it. Okay. So the idea is this is the same thickness as your battery, and it is pretty much. So if I do that, the light comes on, and if I turn it the other way, it goes off. So the next bit is this bit here, which you can stick down. Use double-sided tape, don't use glue, because glue on electrical circuits it's just not a great idea. It usually ends up ruining a project. You should be able to slot it over the LED happily. It looks like that's a perfect size, that LED. I did well there. And it's just going to give you a nice solid layer, and that can go in there, and then when you turn it, the light goes on. Yay! So here's the finished card. It's switched on, and as I said, you get this nice glow around the heart there. So you can switch it off for postage, and you can fold the tab flat or relatively flat, and that should be fine. Shouldn't be any problem going through the post like that. So you can put it onto a card base, or if you want to, you can just use it postcard style. It's neat enough. You don't have to put it on a card base if you don't want to. You could even just put it on an easel stand if you felt like doing that. So yeah, a fun card, a little bit of vinyl to add some sparkle, an LED to add some magic. I think most people will be quite happy to see that one on their mantelpiece on their birthday or other special occasion, because you know, to celebrate it could be a lot of different things. Okay, that's it for today. The file will be down below. I'll see you soon. Bye.